welcome to Dose of Wonder. I'm Caitlin, your guide on this journey through mindfulness, mental health, grief, and personal growth. Each episode will dive into honest explorations and gentle reflections to help you find moments of calm, clarity, and a little bit of wonder too. So grab your favorite cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Have you ever found yourself looking at the news? Or maybe doing a little doom scrolling? And just thinking, how on earth have we as a species, and humanity in general, actually made it this far? I think about that a fair amount, actually. It seems improbable sometimes, and that idea is the focus of today's podcast. A while back, I read Cody Cassidy's great book, How to Survive History, How to Outrun a Tyrannosaurus, Escape Pompeii, Get Off the Titanic, and Survive the Rest of History's Deadliest Catastrophe. Whenever I have that thought, 99.9% of the time, I say it out loud to whoever is in the room, if it's something on TV, or I type in a comment if it's on social media, the words, "How have we made it this far as a species?" It might sound flippant and jokey, but I'm serious. How have we made it this far? How have we survived? How are we still here and haven't got ourselves destroyed in some way? There have been many mass extinction events throughout the history of our planet. I have to wonder when the age of humans, Homo sapiens, will be up, either by things that we do ourselves, like war and other violence, or by things that we don't directly do to ourselves, but are the causes of, like some big climate disaster, like a repeat of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, or a massive volcano eruption that causes the climate or environment to drastically change. For example, plunging us into a years-long cold or hot spell that causes humanity to perish, or a pandemic that wipes us all out, or something along those lines. We've been here for a couple handful of tens of thousands of years on the planet, and somehow we've managed to hold on without eradicating ourselves. Mind-blowing, if I may say so. How much longer can we hold out? So Cody's book is not just fun what-ifs. It really highlights human resilience against historical catastrophes. And my common question about why we're still here connects our everyday anxieties, maybe, to the huge sweep of human history. So I'm looking at how Homo sapiens have managed to persist against some truly mind-boggling odds. You have to wonder, what are the real keys to our survival? And what new dangers might finally be too much? I think it goes beyond just saying we are lucky. There are two major things. First, our incredible behavioral flexibility and innovation. Workability and innovation make sense. Think about the Toba catastrophe theory, for example, which says that around 74,000 years ago, there was a supervolcano eruption at Lake Toba in Indonesia, which led to a volcanic winter lasting 6 to 10 years, and it might have shrunk the human population down to just a few thousand people globally, around 3,000 to 10,000 people worldwide, which is a real bottleneck. It's considered one of the largest eruptions in the last 25 million years, and might have plunged the planet into a colder climate, making the effects of the current ice age worse. It's believed it had a huge effect on the genetic diversity of early humans. So how did we bounce back from that? What did our ancestors do that made the difference? Apparently, it wasn't just about finding a warmer place to live, like a cave. They developed more advanced tools, more complex language, which is huge for sharing survival plans. Sophisticated social structures allowed for bigger groups to cooperate and to pass knowledge down through generations. This ability to adapt quickly, to innovate when things get tough, and crucially, to pass on what we learn, that's a massive part of our survival toolkit. So it's not just about being tough physically, but about being smart and social, cognitive, and having the social resilience. But if that's what kept us going, what about the threats that could actually end our streak of survival? Because even with all that adaptability, the dangers seem immense today. And that does raise a critical point. If you connect this history to right now, humanity still faces these existential risks that could potentially cause our own mass extinction. We often think about natural disasters, like giant asteroid impacts, It's a classic movie scenario. But our species hasn't actually faced one of those on a civilization-ending scale, or like supervolcanoes again. But we have to think about threats directly from us, from our own progress, our own activities, that we will probably be the cause of our own demise. What do you think? What are your thoughts on our tenuous hold on life as a species? Or maybe you didn't even think it was tenuous. Do you think we'll be here, or around, anyway, forever? And that's it for this week's super short dose of wonder. Next week, I'll be getting back into the personal growth and self-help realm, talking about 3 principles to help you live your best life. Until then, thanks for listening, and don't forget to live with a dose of wonder.
In the stillness we begin, with stories stitched in softer skin. A spark, a sigh, a breath, a bend, a dose of wonder, like a